Hello everyone. In this video we are going to explain how our body processes food and derive energy from it, even if you have diabetes. If you don't know me, my name is Faiza Shuaibu and I'm your wellness coach. Do well to subscribe and save this video for future purposes. Let's dive into it. When we eat food that contain carbohydrates, it could be starchy food, it could be sugary food, it could be fruit. Our body digests this food and break it down into glucose. When this glucose is formed in our body, it moves into our bloodstream. Now, this is where it starts. When our body sense or detects the flow of glucose in our bloodstream, that's the sugar, a small gland in our body, just below the stomach, called the pancreas, releases a hormone called insulin. Now, this insulin and the glucose move freely in the bloodstream. They move together, and that insulin helps the glucose to move into the cells where the energy is needed. So for someone who has no insulin, there is two types of diabetes. We have type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes. In the case of type 1 diabetes, it is an autoimmune disorder where the body attacks the insulin. That means the body cannot produce insulin. When this glucose moves freely in the bloodstream, it cannot move into the cells because there is absence of insulin. The body will think as if it's starving or it is empty in its tank. What it does now, it triggers the liver to start what we call gluconeogenesis, to produce more glucose and still pump it in the bloodstream. Then the amount of glucose in the bloodstream will be so high, since the cell in our body cannot break down that glucose because the glucose are roaming freely in the bloodstream. They cannot enter the cell where it's needed. They are just roaming in our bloodstream. Then our body now pivots to the liver. When there is an overdrive of this production of acetyl-CoA, our liver now turns it into ketone bodies. So the pH of your blood now drops into a danger zone where there is a lot of ketone bodies in the bloodstream. Now, where does the extra sugar go? The extra sugar is now forced into a polyol pathway. It's converted into sorbitol. A sorbitol is a sugar alcohol. Now, when a person is suffering from type 1 diabetes, that person tends to experience frequent urinating, especially during the night. So that sorbitol is forced and it sticks to water. It sticks to water just like sponge. So the person experiences lots of urination. Apart from that, the person gets so thirsty a lot, and it sticks to its eye lenses. That's when person has swollen eyes, blood vision, and so on. Diabetes isn't just a sugar problem, it is a signaling catastrophe. It is a process where your body cannot manage its own inventory. So understanding the pathway is the first step to curbing the flow and the problems. See you next in my videos. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for the explanation of the type 2 diabetes, where I will explain why it happens more for people above 40 years old and its significance. Bye.